Duke is a very special law school for environmental-minded students because there are a lot of opportunities.
When you're in law school, you take a lot of doctrinal courses where you're sitting in a classroom, you're reading lengthy cases, and you're talking about the theory behind it. When you get into the clinic and you actually meet your client, you realize that the work you're preparing to do matters.
Duke Law has come down several times and talked with West Baton concerned citizens. They come and met with me out here at the lake area, and they always give us results.
The Duke Clinic really provides a unique service. This is something that we and the community could never afford if we had to go to the private sector.
What a boon for them to partner with these law school students to help them in their effort.
Actually being able to get out in the field makes law real. It made it seem like all the things that we were studying in the classroom really did have a purpose in the real world. And meeting the clients has always been great because they're very passionate about the work they do.
Our members loved the students. Oh my God. We had to rent a building when the students came.
When you study policy, it's easy to get caught up in the classroom component and you miss out on a lot of the important real-world components, and it's hard to get a job when you lack that real-world experience. So the clinic is a great way to kind of bridge that gap.
We worked with Duke to reach out to the EPA, the federal government, to order the state to actually take a serious look and create a plan to clean this community up.
I came to Duke specifically because I wanted to do environmental law, and so having this opportunity to interact with clients, to meet face-to-face, to hear the motivation and the rationale behind the advocacy efforts wasn't just writing a memo to get a grade, it was writing a memo to deliver something tangible that could help out a client that I had seen face-to-face.
My name is Lee Davis. This year I was a third-year law student at Duke Law, and I was in the Environmental Law and Policy Clinic.
My name is Courtney Shepard. I am a second-year student at the Nicholas School of the Environment at Duke University, and this past semester I was a student consultant in the Environmental Law and Policy Clinic.
One of my clients was the Karen Beasley Sea Turtle Center. And this semester we filed a complaint against the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries and a few other agencies under the Endangered Species Act to protect sea turtles off the coast of North Carolina.
The client is a Duke alumna, so she was very much interested in doing something that would support the university as well as get some more attention paid to sea turtle concerns. And so she asked us to start looking into different fishing practices and the relative impact that they had on sea turtle populations in the form of incidental bycatch.
And they're under attack from so many pressures that are being put on their habitat, on the sea turtle's ability to survive in what is going on in their world with the longline fisheries, other nets, other fishing activities, the toxins that are released into our oceans.
He was in really bad shape when he came in.
Our sea turtles come from Florida, they come from Brazil, and they come from Mexico, and they go all over the world. Because sea turtle populations have been in such a decline in North Carolina, they've been actually hurting the world's sea turtle populations.
All the sea turtles that nest in North Carolina and that are found in its waters are listed under the Federal Endangered Species Act as either threatened or endangered, and so they are entitled to federal protection.
They are just trying to be sea turtles out in their habitat doing their thing.
My name is David Schwartz. I'm currently working as a postgraduate law fellow in the Environmental Law and Policy Clinic.
My name is Allie, Sheffield, and I'm the president of Pender Watching Conservancy in Hampstead, North Carolina. We had no grants, we just fought Titan.
The biggest issue was really charting the course for what this community is going to look like in the future. Is it going to be an area of natural beauty? Is it going to be an industrial corridor? And that really is what was weighing in the balance with this proposal for the cement plant.
At first, we thought the air pollution was the big problem. But as we got into the case, we found out that the water issues were much more problematic.
The Titan project involved a wide range of environmental issues, everything from species conservation, fisheries management, more hard science in terms of bioaccumulation of pollutants and metals, and the social impact of industry and development.
This is something that is absolutely huge, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with excavation pits. You know, it's basically open strip mining for the limestone.
Burning limestone is much worse pollutant-wise than burning coal, and we were going to have both. Our concern about Titan was public health. The other was our economy. We thought this would be catastrophic.
Part of it was the power disparity, at least from my outsider's point of view. A low-income community, sparsely populated, against a company that had the means to challenge any action that was brought against them.
Shannon Arata. I'm one of the law fellows at the Duke Environmental Law and Policy Clinic. I started as a student in fall 2012.
My name is Lacey, Hansen. I was born and raised here in Baden.
Will Scott, I'm the Yadkin Riverkeeper, and we've been working in the Baden community since 2009.
To understand the waste issues at the Alcoa Baden plant, you have to understand the role of spent pot liner. The pots are the furnace in which we make aluminum.
When aluminum gets smelted, they cook the ore at a really high temperature, and they cook it in these big sort of vats. The lining of those vats is sort of a brick called pot liner, and it absorbs all that contamination, including lots of cyanide and arsenic, and they periodically would take the liner out and dump it here around the community.
They would have to close down production. There was therefore a lot of pressure, production pressure, to get this done quickly, get this material removed from the property quickly, and get that pot relined and get it back online so it could get back into production.
I did eventually work at Alcoa. And once I got there, I found out that there were certain jobs that if you were black, you could not apply for those jobs. I had 7 uncles and a father that worked there. Most of them developed cancer.
The thought process was if you dilute pollution, then it no longer exists and you've handled it.
If you have contamination, especially these PCBs we've talked about, the fish absorb those and store them in their tissues.
The fact that I was born and raised fishing on this river.
They didn't know that they were ingesting toxins for all that time, and so you saw an entire generation of folks die before their time due to living in this community and absorbing a lot of contaminants that they wouldn't have if they'd been somewhere else. Duke Environmental Law Clinic filed this Superfund petition back in the fall of 2014. And since then, EPA has assessed the site and has ordered the state to actually come up with a plan to clean it up.
The clinic students, every semester, were just phenomenal.
I really think that without Duke Environmental Law and Policy Clinic's involvement, this community would have continued to be ignored by the state, and we wouldn't be seeing any impetus towards cleanup here at all.
It is an absolutely wonderful partnership. As I said, it's already had some good, tangible results. We are honored to have these young students speaking on our behalf.
Working in the clinic allows students to collaborate, work with, and produce a product in conjunction with people who don't share their educational background.
And it's just a great thing. It's a win-win-win-win-win all the way down the road.
If a prospective law student wants to be an activist, wants to be active in the community, I don't think they can go wrong with Duke. It's a fabulous school, it's a fabulous clinic, and I especially recommend the Environmental Law Policy Clinic because there's just none better.